Hi, I'm Adam from forgottenclankstudios, and in this video we're going to look at the new Autosub sub-bass synthesizer. As the name suggests, this is a sub-bass synthesizer that automatically adjusts the volume of the overtones. If we listen to the configuration just with all the faders down and I play a few notes, you can see the fundamental here and one overtone here, and it's going to stay the same no matter what note I play. This is okay if you have really good monitoring, but at the moment I can't hear the bass anymore. I have DT770s, which are not that bad for low end, I think, but this is completely inaudible at the current monitoring volume. And that's for one, because of Fletcher-Munson curves, and secondly because you need a very, very good monitoring to hear that low of frequency. If you go to festivals, they do have these very powerful subwoofers that go down to 25 or even 20 hertz that can produce these breath-shaking frequencies. But for most consumers, if you think about what they're listening to music on, you get phone speakers which go down to, in my experience, kind of 300, 250. Laptop speakers, same region, maybe a bit slower, maybe 200. You get earbuds, these new wireless earbuds that are very popular, maybe go down lower, 150, 100 if you're lucky, and then you get something like cheap computer speakers, gaming headphones, other consumer headphones. They do go lower, but they never reproduce something below 40 hertz very well. They rely on you thinking that something's down there by boosting this area. So what we want is to not lose headroom down there, because most speakers can't really reproduce that. So why lose headroom with frequencies below 40 hertz? If we engage this richness fader, you can see more harmonics creeping in the lower I go. And you can already see the effect a bit now, but if I go even lower, you can see how the fundamental makes place for the upper harmonics. The volume stays roughly the same. There's automatic volume compensation built in. And this is still a relatively clean sub, but we can go much more extreme with the phoniness slider. Still the same at high frequencies, which is what it should be, because we want this region to be prominent. We go lower, 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 and you can already see how much the fundamental is reduced. And the cool thing is, you hear the note now, and you even know the fundamental, because that's the cool thing about the ear and the brain. If I play one octave higher, these fundamentals are missing, and the ear picks up on that and knows, okay, so these are just the harmonics of a lower fundamental, and you can infer the fundamental even though you can't hear it. There's a third slider which accentuates alt harmonics, which doesn't really sound that good at the moment, but it can be helpful in the mix. And speaking of which, let's look at the mix. There's some other basic controls that you can take a look at in the manual if you're interested. Nothing very exciting, but something you need. So I've prepared a small snippet, kind of a dubstep kind of thing. And let's listen to it just with the Autosub at the moment. And I'd like you to listen to the low note. So there are 3 chords and the third chord is fairly low. Can you feel the bass? I'm so excited about that. I love it. This is so freaking low. But because we have these prominent partials, we can still feel the bass. I've also prepared a manual sub here, which we can compare the auto sub to. So let's listen to what it sounds like with the manual sub, and I'll switch between them while I'm playing. It's so crazy how much these higher overtones contribute to the perceived amount of bass. The bass is lost, and there it is. And I've been aware of this phenomenon, which is why I created this device. And what I would do is, okay, this is, by the way, this is not a normal sub bass. I've not used kind of a low pass sort of wave or something. I've tried to construct a very good sub bass from partials, so individual sine waves, and it looks like this at the moment. Oh, we need to do that. And you can hear it when I solo it, how much more you can hear the first harmonic compared to fundamental at this lower note. So what I would do is, okay, let's change this up a bit. I'd like it to be more like that, right? So let's automate this, and let's draw an automation clip and do that kind of stuff and play around with it until it sounds good. Oh no, there's a chord change here at the end, so I need to do kind of like this. And now I've already lost like 5 minutes just trying to draw in this automation. So let's not do that. That's not a very efficient way of working. We can just adjust the behavior with the Autosub. And you don't really have to trust your monitoring at the moment, because if you have good monitoring, you might say, well, this isn't really that useful, I can hear that low fundamental. But let me play this same piece through consumer gear. So let me just quickly, I need to adjust this stuff. Okay, so I've now plugged in my radio speaker. This is a Panasonic SC-HC25. And I'm going to hold its speaker up to the microphone. Of course, the microphone is going to color the sound a bit, but it's a fairly neutral microphone, so it's not going to make that huge of a difference. And I can guarantee you the difference is very similar when you listen to it in person. So this effect is not like something that the mic creates. So I'm going to hold the radio now to the microphone so you can hear the difference between the two basses. And I have to move away from the microphone, of course. So I'm going to switch between the two basses, and let's go. So this is kind of the real world scenario that you're going to get. This is what people are going to listen to your music on. And you can hear how much more prominent the bass is with the Autosub. And the cool thing is, if you take a look at the volume, you even get more headroom out of it. So you can hear it here. It's very similar now, but already the Autosub is lower here. And it's louder when you listen to it. So I just love it. Yeah, so that's it. If you're interested, it's currently, at the moment when this video goes live, it's going to be on sale there. You can grab it and have fun with it. Thanks for watching.